Hi, it's Joanne Fedler here again, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about how we write our own story without it becoming a narcissistic enterprise, without it becoming a self-indulgent piece of writing. Whenever we're writing memoir or whenever we're writing about ourselves, it's quite a tricky line to walk between getting very self-involved and making it all about the things that happen to us, and how do we tell the difference between the things that are interesting to us as people and things that are going to be interesting to other people, because the truth is that not everything that happens to us is interesting to other people, and it's sometimes very difficult to tell the difference when we're writing. The important thing to remember when you're writing your story is that this is not journaling. We're not writing this for ourselves. This is not something that is just going to be for our eyes only. It is important at every moment in the writing process to remember that you are writing towards a reader. You're not, this is like trying to make sure that at all times we are moving in the direction of a listener. So it's a little bit like if you're at home and you decide you're just going to take your clothes off and you're going to wander around naked. You know, you might do a few things that you wouldn't do if you knew that somebody was watching you. And it's a little bit like that when we are writing. Even when we are writing about ourselves, there has to be this kind of awareness that there is somebody listening in, there is somebody watching us. So everything that we write has to be in service to the story. And the story may not necessarily be all the things that we think are important. The story is something that sits on top of our experience, or is our experience that we shape towards a listener, towards a reader. So we're constantly going to ask questions about, does this particular incident, does this detail serve the story? And that has to be separated out from how we feel about the incident. It may be an important moment for us as a person, or we just might find it interesting, but the reader doesn't need to know all the small little bits and facts that happen to us. They just need to be kept strung along on our story. We have to make sure that we don't ever lose them because we've overwritten too much about ourselves, or because we're telling too much about our own story. So always keep in mind that you've got somebody watching you, somebody listening in. Try and have that as an imaginary friend or a benevolent listener, but somebody who is going to stay engaged with us as long as we have this hyper awareness that we are writing towards them, that we are writing for them. I hope this has been helpful, and if it is, please pass it on to somebody else to whom it might be helpful. Or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, SpoonFed Writing Tips, or simply go and do some writing. Bye.